With all the uncertainty in our world and the way our power grid has been collapsing and or failing at times, and the possibility of cyber attacks on our grid, it's definitely time to start thinking about getting yourself some kind of alternative power, be it a generator or a power station similar to this. Today we're taking a look at this thing. This thing is a beast. This is monstrous power on this thing. This is a DaranEner NEO2000 2000 watt LiFePO4 power station. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at this unit, and I think this is a timely kind of device for what we've been facing lately. You know, we have all the issues with our grid. We've had lots of power outages personally right here since the beginning of the year. They have since resolved, but we had like 2 or 3 of them that were half the town in January, right, as soon as the year started. So having something like this just makes sense, especially if you rely on electrical power to, say, keep yourself alive. If you have a medical device or something like that, and you need something like this to keep running. So you're going to get a heck of a lot longer use out of it than you would, say, a regular lithium ion or whatever. Now, another neat feature on this, and I did try this out, and I actually blew the circuit breaker in my power strip. This thing is a beast when it comes to charging up. All right, you will get one. They ship now, just so you know, these all ship at 0. I don't even believe there's ever been charged in the batteries. I don't know how they test them, but they all ship at 0. I have seen that complaint from other people saying, I got it and it was dead. Oh my God, something's wrong with the batteries. Nothing's wrong with the batteries. They ship these at 0. So when you try to turn it on, you're going to get all sorts of issues going, it won't turn on. What am I doing wrong? And then when you plug it in, you'll get that little low voltage warning up top there. And you'll think, oh no, something else is wrong. It's not. Just let it charge from 0 up to 100. I did that, and I was actually very, very impressed with the power, with the charge on this. So this has an output of 2,000 watts, okay, up top there, a 2,073 watt-hour LiFePO4 battery inside. This is designed for pretty much anything from natural disasters to camping to power outages, emergencies, and it's capable of keeping your devices running pretty much anywhere, anytime. Like I said, this thing can be charged from 1.8 hours using the included AC cable, and I was really surprised. It pulled in a ton of power, and I was like, whoa, So I left it, and I went inside to get a cup of water or whatever. I came back out, and it wasn't working, and my light was off top here, and I'm like, uh-oh. Well, I looked down, not this one, but there's a power strip down on the bottom. There's an older one, and it had popped the circuit breaker on it. So you do want to kind of plug this directly into the wall. Anything with a 15 amp and up circuit breaker on it will be fine because it really takes in the power very, very quickly. Now, like we said, the primary AC output of the system is rated for up to 2 kilowatt loads, handling up to peaks of 3,000. Now, in terms of power quality, of course, it's a pure sine wave inverter, awesome for all your sensitive equipment. It also has a whole lot of built-in safety features in mind with this. All right, you have a really nice rugged body. It is plastic, but this is a unibody chassis inside. So you have BMS technology in there to protect against overvoltage, current, overcurrent, temperature fluctuations. And here's a cool thing, too. There's notifications on here. You'll see a little snowflake, or you'll see a little temperature gauge. That will let you know. The temperature gauge lets you know when it's getting close to shutting down because it's way too hot. And the snowflake lets you know it's optimizing for lower temperature charging, which is kind of handy right about now because this time of year it gets cold out here. So that is very handy. Now, because of the LiFePO4 battery, or as we refer to it, the lithium iron phosphate, you're going to get 3,500 cycles to 80% capacity of this, and 6,500 cycles to 50% capacity. This is designed for outdoor use. The grill is, they have a nice wind channel grill on each side. Okay, there and over there. Okay, so you'll get nice cross ventilation on it to cool it down, but it also is protected, so it's not just an open grill. If you notice, all this stuff is slanted downward or slanted upward, so you're not going to get sand and dirt in there too. Everything is really sealed up nicely. It's not waterproof by any means, but if you get a few sprinkles on it before you're dragging it into your car or something, it's not going to kill it. It does have the recharger up top here for your phones as well. That's kind of neat. I brought out a phone to try that with. So you have just a surface charger. You stick your phone up there and it will charge it up. Now, another neat feature of this is to connect as a home grade uninterruptible power supply. I wouldn't say put your server rack on this in your house, but just for your own home computers or for stuff you don't want to like ham radios. Perfect thing, you know. I have another one of these types of units connected to my ham radio stuff now. So when the power goes out, the unit kicks on, boom, I'm good to go. So this will act as a UPS. It has a response time of under 15 milliseconds. Works very, very quickly. Now, recharging, my little experiment that I did. Remember, this came at 0. So with a 1291 watt charge rate, I measured about 2,231 watt hours drawn from the wall. I used my little kilowatt. And to bring the unit back up to 100% charge, took about 1.7 hours from 0%. So that's in line with their charge claims. Got to say that, you know, they weren't telling stories about that. That thing was definitely on the money. So let's try a few devices in this and see how well this holds up. I'm going to take it off this little turnstile here. I did want to show you something quickly, though. This does have a light on the back. I'm going to kind of deflect it away from the camera. We're going to push and hold. You notice it fades down. So down, lower, of course flashing, and of course SOS. And that's it. So you do have a nice kind of light on there. I just wish they'd make them just straight lights. The flashing and the SOS stuff really isn't needed on these. But it is nice to have a light like that. As a matter of fact, on my storage rack where I store the devices that I end up keeping in the long term, I do have a unit that has a light on the back. And it's very handy because when I'm plugging stuff in to top things off or whatever, I can turn that light on and I can see everything back there, all the cables, even though it's all nice and neat. So to use this unit, you're just going to push and hold this button here to turn it off. I'm going to turn it off like that. I'll show you what it looks like turning on. There you go. Now, you do have hibernation mode on this. Hibernation mode is something you're going to want to turn off if, say, you're using a refrigerator that's going to, you know, take a lot of power and then turn off. It also works for the USB things. Also works for things that don't have a lot of draw. I have a water pump that I use for 5-gallon, water containers. And to charge that thing is a nightmare because you have to plug it into the wall, because it draws so little current that it shuts off when you plug it into a regular battery bank, you know, something similar to like that, a regular battery bank. So it turns off. So the only way to charge it is through the wall. Well, the hibernation mode is up here, and you'll see a little sleepy icon. And basically, to turn that on and off, you're going to hold this button, you're going to push the LED light back, hold it, turn it on. I do have it turned off for this because we are testing this out. So let me get this up against the wall there, and let's try it out and test it and see how well it works. So we're going to show you how to turn on the AC power on this. Again, same thing, push and hold, like 7 seconds. I was getting a little nervous in the beginning. As you can see, there it goes. The fan will turn on. I don't know if you can hear it. Probably not, because this microphone is very directional. But the fan will turn on. It is very, very quiet. Not an obtrusive fan at all. It also turns on when you're charging. So we're going to plug this thing in here, into this plug right here. I'm going to try out the drill. Watch right here. That's going to be your watts that you're drawing in. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit on that. I'll turn it a little and zoom it in a little. There you go. All right, here's the drill. Got about 228 on that one. Not bad at all. Did you notice how quickly this picked up, too? There was no slow motion kind of whine to it. Some of the generators, I don't think they seem to have enough oomph or enough kickoff or enough backup power to get the thing started, especially on this hammer drill. When I start it up, it's kind of like a and then it goes. So you notice this kicks right on, no problem whatsoever. So that is an easy task for this particular unit. Next up, we're going to try the good old heat gun and see what that does. All right, I've got a heat gun in there, plugged in. It is off. Now, I know low, it draws anywhere from 500 to 700 depending. We don't have it on yet, but we're going to try it out. I want you to watch the numbers again. I'm going to zoom you in again so you can kind of watch the numbers there. We're turning it on. Yeah, we're about 540, 530, yeah, about that range. Let's take it all the way up, because I know that's over 1,000 on this. And you can see that's 1,040-ish something hours. This is very responsive. It's not sluggish at all. I really like that. You got about 2.6 hours of heat gun time. No issues at all. It's working very, very well. Not even beginning to put a tax on it. It's about half the load that this can do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try a microwave. So next up, we're going to try the microwave inside. I got to bring this in with a light, let you guys see it in action and see how well this performs with the microwave. Now I know that draws a lot of power, so I'm definitely going to see how well this thing works, and we're going to really test it out. So let's bring it inside and try it out. All right, so we're going to try it with the microwave. I have it set up here. Let's see how it works. I did have to unplug the microwave, so the light isn't working. We're going to hit the one button, just do it for a minute and see what happens. Here we go. Now it does kind of have a little bit of a slow startup on that, but for this microwave, that's not unusual with any power station other than AC power from a wall. It always kind of does that little and then it goes into the microwave. So it's working. I got about 1,500 watts, 1.8 hours of time, and it's actually really impressive because pretty much nothing works well with this microwave, and this thing is powering it no problem at all. So that's really, really impressive. So we're about 98% on the power. I'm going to let it run out for the minute. We're going to bring it back inside. I'm going to explain to you how the solar charging works, and we'll try that out. All right, so a quick explanation of solar charging on this. You will need to use a cable that has the MC4 connectors to the XT60. Okay, you're going to basically plug in your panels, plug in this into here, and watch the numbers go up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a 200 watt foldable solar panel, because obviously I don't have 600 watts here. I'd love to try it out, but I got 200 watts. We're going to put it outside. It's a sunny day, so let's see how well we can get performance off that panel and see what we can do to bring this up a couple of numbers from 97. There is something to realize about this particular unit. This unit runs between 35 and 30 and I think 50 volts. So plugging in a regular 100 watt panel isn't going to cut it. You're going to have to wire panels into series to do this instead of parallel or just taking a 200 watt panel. I plugged in my 200 watt panel and I'm like, what the heck, it's not charging. Then I read the manual, stupid me. So what I have set up here, we're going to move you over here. 200 watt panels wired up in series, getting about 41 volts off them. And we're going to plug it in here. I hope you can see that. Okay, back you up a little bit so you can see the plug going in. All right, I'm just going to sit here and wait a sec. I already got it charging. There you go. So it is charging. I can't see what we're pulling in watts-wise. So it'll be ready in about 0.8 hours. I got to fly on me. There we go. 182 watts. I hope you guys can see that. There you go. Yeah. So you see it is charging, but that's a stipulation. I thought I had a broken unit here. I'm like, how come this thing isn't charging? Because it needs a minimum of 30 volts to get this thing charging. And I don't know if I said watts or volts before, but it's volts. Your average panel, which is kind of protecting from the sun here, only pulls in about 20 to 23. And I figured, well, I'll wire two in series and parallel and see if that helps. Nope, didn't help. You need to bring the voltage up. So we're 0.5 hours, okay? It's already at 96. Just using these two, and follow the wire right up there, these 200 watt panels. So let's give it a little bit, and I'll bring you back when it's a little bit higher, and we'll finish up the video. And apologies for the previous audio on the previous video. I was pretty far away from the microphone. As you can see, we got 0.4 hour left, a little over half an hour, 97%, 171 watts, doing really, really well. So we're going to get this back up on the table. I'm going to finish up the review on it. All right, so we're back inside. It went from 95 to 97 in, I don't know, 10 minutes. Pretty darn impressive. Pulling in all the possible power from those two panels. That would have been 200 watts total. It was getting like 180. You know, it went from 120 to start with and then bumped right up to 180, 170 the whole time. So definitely a nice little charge controller in there. We're going to try the power charging here real quick just to show you how much it draws. And then we're going to finish up because I know the video's run a little long. So we're plugging it in there, and that should start up in a second. So anyway, I really like the deal. I do have a coupon code for you guys on this, okay? And if you notice, my light's just dimmed in here. That draws a lot of power in. 1,263 watts. So we're going to let that charge up. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm actually going to bring it inside because I got 20 amp breakers in the house, and they're only 15 amp out here. Anyway, we're going to let it charge up inside. But I am definitely pleased with this unit. It is a really powerful unit. The coupon code on this will save you around $250, I believe. It is Iridium 1109, and that is the price on this. A 2,000 watt unit for $1,109. I know that's out of the price range of a lot of people. I'm sorry about that. I just want to make everybody aware of these type of products when I'm doing this type of thing. And I bring you some lower cost options too. I just feel that having a backup power supply for some people is really, really important. Whether it's a 200 watt one or a 2,000 watt one, it's definitely something to think about. And I am really impressed with their gear and their equipment. I've really enjoyed the review on this. Did take me a few seconds to figure out that I needed from 33 to 60 volts at 20 amps to charge this thing, up to 20 amps to charge this thing. But you saw, once I had the two panels plugged in, it was tearing. It was just going right at it. So I'm definitely very impressed with the unit. I will be using this a lot in my own home. And I thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to give you a quick little capacity on this. It's got 2,073 watt hours. The cell chemistry, of course, is LiFePO 4. An MPPT controller. Battery management system inside. 3,500 charges to 80%. The shelf life of a recharge, you should charge it about every 3 to 6 months. It's about 80%. You've got 3 outlets. Inverter is a pure sine wave. Wireless charging up top is a 5, 7.5, or 10. You've got 2 USB ports at 100 watts, the USB-C, 2 USB-A ports at 24 watts, and 12 volt DC outlets on the end there with the little adapters and the 4 jacks, like we showed you before. Your input down here with the XT60 is going to be maximum at 1,600 watts. That's the AC input, not the solar, I'm sorry, the AC input. Max of 1,600 watts at 15 amps. Your solar input max is 600 watts. Now remember, like I said, if you plug just your regular run-of-the-mill folding 100-watt panel in this, folding, little outdoor solar recharging type panel, it's probably not going to work because you're probably only going to get about 20 to 25 volts. You need 33 and above in order to get this thing going. And that's what I did with those panels. I wired them in series, put them together, plugged them in, and boom, immediately I had a charge. Because believe me, I spent about 20 minutes pulling my hair out here going, why isn't this working with a 200-watt panel? It's because of the voltage. Anyway, recharge time with the adapter, 1.8 hours. The weight on this is a heavy beast. This is 56.4 ounces. I've been lugging this thing around the garage today. I probably take the day off from the gym on that one. Feel like I've lifted enough kettlebells and weights to take care of today. The weight on it, the dimensions on it, 18.7 inches across, 13.6 high, 10.2 inches thick. Definitely a nice unit. And the information for the codes and everything will be down below. Check out the link, check out the codes. The codes will work on either the Amazon website or on the DaranEner NEO2000 website. That code will work, that Iridium 1109. It will work on either site. So definitely check them out. Very impressive unit and not too expensive in the range of solar power stations. Not bad at all. So that's the unit. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check all the links down below. We have our Amazon affiliate store. This will be in our affiliate store as well as on the DaranEner website. If you don't see anything in the store you like, just click the link and shop as you normally would. Really helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link will save you 15%. Make sure if you guys are interested in stocking up on some freeze-dried food, I have a contest coming up this Friday for them. We're going to be giving away $1,000 in coupons, $1,000 in gift certificates for, for a week you can enter, and then we're going to be giving away $1,000. Plus, I have some new products to show you and a revived sale on some stuff you might be interested in. So check them out. But if you want to just check out the website, click the link, go there. My link will save you 15% when you check out in your shopping cart. We have our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Lots of good deals on there. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.